Motherfucker.
Hold up, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
That are in those training rooms with but now we're gonna get a bit. To me, I thought he was a con artist, just based on the look. Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021. Man, it's hard to believe we're only 3 days from Christmas. Christmas Eve here in just a couple days. This year has just flown by. We got pretty good slate of games to go to break down today. We have one college bowl game, Missouri and Army. We have decent slate of NBA games. No NFL tonight, but NFL returns tomorrow. So it's been kind of nice having NFL Monday, Tuesday, and almost every day of the week. I wish they'd do more games like that instead of just doing them all on Sundays. I think their ratings would be even better because more people would be able to watch each game. But hey, what do I know? All right. Before we jump into today's slate of games, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. We're giving out winners. Come join us. That show's live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern with our sports talk show, GSR Gonzo Sports Room. Come join us for that. Usually a couple other guys are in here, and we have pretty good conversations about different things going on in the sports world. So that show's also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And you can also find both those shows, Easy Money, a sports betting show, and GSR Gonzo Sports Room, in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about our shows. Our daily picks from Easy Money, a sports betting show, get posted on social media, interview announcements, just anything in general to do with the show, you can find on our social media at Gonzo Sports Room, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find me, Chris Gonzalez, at Facebook on Facebook at Chris D. Gonzalez, Twitter, Chris Gonzalez at Gonzalez Sports, and Instagram, Chris Gonzalez. But all right, let's jump into today's. Let's get ready to jump into today's games. But before we do that, don't forget, check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports /merch. You can see some of our t-shirts here behind us. Go on there and get you some GSR, GWR, Easy Money gear. We'd greatly appreciate it. Also, at that same link, we have a donation page. If you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow, we'd appreciate that as well. All right. Don't forget we'll have a big announcement coming up. We'll do it Friday at 1 p.m. So Friday at 1 for GSR. Make sure you tune in this Friday 1 o'clock. We'll have a big show announcement. And believe me, it's a big announcement, so you don't want to miss it. So make sure you join us for GSR Friday at 1. But all right, let's jump into today's games. First game we have, we'll start with college football. Have a bowl game tonight. You have Missouri at Army. Army is a 6.5 point favorite in this game. They're minus 220 on the money line. Missouri is plus one. Missouri is plus 176 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 54.5. Missouri is 6-6 on the season. Army is 8-5. I like Army in this game to cover. I like Army at the minus 6.5. Missouri's run defense isn't going to be able to. I don't think they're going to be able to slow down Army's rushing offense. Army's going to run the ball. They run the ball multiple different ways, but Missouri's defense is not rated very high against the rush. So I think Missouri's going to have a tough time on defense to slow Army down. So I like Army at the -6.5. Excuse me. I like the under the 54.5 in this game. That's the only bowl game tonight. We have one bowl game tomorrow as North Texas and Miami of Ohio play. And then, we have two bowl games tomorrow. You have that one, plus you have Central Florida at Florida tomorrow night. Then Friday, we have one bowl game, and looks like a couple games on, maybe a couple games on Saturday as well. So it should be pretty good. Some pretty good college football on this weekend, and you have NFL on Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, but all right, let's move over. Let's talk some NBA. Got a pretty decent slate of NBA games tonight. We'll go through those. Then we'll probably jump back, talk some NFL stuff. Maybe a little bit of college basketball as well before we jump into my picks of the day. But okay, NBA tonight. First game we have is the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are 5.5-point favorites at home. They're -220 on the money line. The Cavs are +184 on the money line. Over/under for this game is set at 216. The Cavs are 19-12. The Celtics are 15-16. The Cavs are on a 6-game winning streak. They're 10-1 ATS their last 11 road games. The Celtics have won 8 of their first 14 home games, so they've been good at home. So they're 8-6 at home this season. I mean, that's not real great, but hey, it's not too bad. At least you've won more at home than you've lost. I like the Cavs in this game. I'm surprised that the Cavs are underdogs in this game. The Celtics do have Brown back, but the Celtics are a streaky team. The Cavs have one of the better defenses in the league. Cavs have been a surprise team. This first time they've been over 500 this late in the season in years, especially without LeBron. But no, I like the Cavs here at the +5.5. I'm almost there to take them as money line as well. +184. That's good value on a team that's won 6 in a row, has a good defense, and they're 10-1 ATS on the road. Their last 11 road games, so they play good. They play pretty good on the road. I was going to take the +5.5, but hell, the more I talk about it, the money line looks even better and better. So I would either take the +5.5 with the Cavs or the money line here, and then I like the under the 216 just because the Cavs are good defensively. And the Celtics are not terrible defensively. I don't think they're as good as the Cavs defensively this year, but especially with Jaylen Brown back, the Celtics have a decent defense as well. So I can see this being a little bit of a lower scoring game. So I like the under the 216, and then I like the Cavs either at the +5.5 or maybe even at the money line. All right, next game we have is the Orlando Magic at the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks are 7.5-point favorites at home. They're -320 on the money line. The Orlando Magic is +265 on the money line. Over/under for this game is at 211.5. All right. Over/under for this game is at 211.5. Let's see. The Magic are 6-25. They have lost 8 of their last 10. They're 2-5 ATS their last 7 games. The Hawks are 14-15. They struggle defensively, and they're 0-7 ATS their last 7 home games. this is a game where I kind of want to take the value at because I think Magic could cover this game at the plus 7.5, but it's only at minus 110 juice, so it's not like it's great value. But while you get more value at would be the Orlando money line. But even though the Hawks have struggled, the Magic aren't a very good team at all. That's why they have one of the worst records in the NBA. But I don't feel comfortable enough to lay 7.5 points with the Hawks. I'm more at the over the 211.5 would be what I would lean toward in this game. Would be more toward the over. I would stay away from the side in this game. Then we have the Toronto Raptors at the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls are 10-point favorites at home. They're minus 500 on the money line. The Raptors are plus 385 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 212.5. The Raptors are 14-15 on the season. Bulls are 19-10. The Raptors are 5-5 their last 10 games. They beat a depleted Warriors team on Saturday, where Steph had set out for rest, and a lot of players didn't play. But the Raptors did get a win their last game out. The Bulls are 19-10 on the season. They have won 10 of their first 14 home games, so they've been real good at home this season. They're coming off of a win Monday versus the Rockets. I like the Bulls in this game. But 10 points is a lot of points. What I like in this game more would be the over the. And the Raptors are missing some players. I don't think Van Fleet's going to play. Yeah, I like the Bulls minus 10. And I also would like the under the 212.5. Then the next game we have is the Houston Rockets at the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are 9.5-point favorites at home. They're minus 460 on the money line. Rockets are plus 360 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 224. The Rockets are 10-21 on the season. They're 5-5 their last 10 games. 10-4 ATS their last 14 games. They're coming off a loss to Chicago on Monday, and the over is 6-1. The Rockets' last seven games. The Bucks have lost 2 in a row. They lost to Cleveland on Saturday. They're 2-6 ATS their last 8 games. So the Bucks have been struggling to cover the spread. 9.5 points is a lot of points. I think the Bucks win this game, but 9.5 points is a lot of points to lay. I like the Rockets here at the plus 9.5. I think the Rockets will cover in this game, even though I think the Bucks win. And I like the under the 224. Two 224 seems like a lot of points, too many points to me in this game. And then we have the Denver Nuggets at the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Nuggets are 6.5-point favorites on the road. They're minus 270 on the money line. OKC is plus 220 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 214. The Nuggets are 15-14 on the season. They're coming off a win over the Hawks. Excuse me. They average 107 points per game, and they are 4-2 ATS their last 6 games. The Thunder are 10-19. They have won 2 in a row. They average 99 points per game, one of the lower scoring teams in the NBA. But they are 5-2 ATS their last 7 games. So both these teams have been covering. I like the Nuggets here, but I don't know about 6.5. 6.5 could be quite a bit, just because Nuggets have been dealing with some injuries. But it's hard to trust. The Thunder are so hit and miss. You just never know. They did get a big win their last time out, but I like the. But I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna go with the OKC Thunder at the plus 6.5. Even though I think Denver's gonna win this game, I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm gonna go with the Thunder at plus 6.5, and I like the under the 214. Then we have the Los Angeles Clippers at the Sacramento Kings. The Clippers are 6-point favorites on the road. They're minus 240 on the money line. The Kings are plus 198 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 219. The Clippers are 16-15 on the season. They've lost 3 in a row. They're 1-4 ATS their last 5. And they average 106 points per game. The Sacramento Kings are 13-19 on the season. They average 111 points a game. And they're 2-5 ATS their last 7 games. I like the Clippers here to win the game, but minus 240 money line's too much, and 6 points is, man, 6 points is, especially the way the Clippers have been playing. But what I lean to the most would be the over the 219. All right, that's all the NBA games for tonight. Okay. You have some NCAA basketball on right now. I get some afternoon NCAA basketball. Right now, Hartford's playing Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart's up 15-11 in the first half. It looks like about 9 minutes left in the first half. And right now, you can get Sacred Heart as 7.5-point favorites. They're minus 360 on the money line. Hartford, that just changed. Hartford is plus 210 on the money line now. Over under for this game is 131.5, as it's a 1-point game with 8 minutes left in the first half. At 12 o'clock, you have Campbell and UNC Wilmington. Will be starting, tipping off, I should say. Campbell is 4-point favorites in this game, minus 178 on the money line. UNC Wilmington is plus 146 on the money line. Over under for this game would be set at 126.5. If I was going to bet on this game, I like the under the 126.5. Then at 1 p.m. you have Tucson versus Navy. Navy is 1.5-point favorites at home. They're minus 122 on the money line. Tucson's plus 102 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 130. I would lean toward Navy in that game. Texas A&M against Notre Dame. Notre Dame is 18.5-point favorites. Over under for this game is at 141. You have Alabama State versus Texas at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Texas are 30.5-point favorites. That's why I don't do a whole lot of college basketball betting right now until it gets through the holidays, where they start playing some of their conference games, because you get games like this that have 30.5-point spreads. Colgate against Vermont. Vermont's 7.5-point favorites in that game. That's at 2 o'clock afternoon. Stony Brook against Florida is at 2 o'clock this afternoon as well. Florida's 19-point favorites. Over-unders 143.5. Eastern Washington at Texas Tech. 2 o'clock this afternoon, Texas Tech 19.5-point favorites, over-under at 143.5. Army at South Carolina at 3 o'clock this afternoon. South Carolina is 12.5-point favorites. Over-under for this game is at 140.5. I'm sure that I'm sure there's some evening games in there. Oh yeah, Liberty at Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa's 2.5-point favorites. Over under at 125.5. At 4 o'clock, Bucknell and Richmond. Richmond 19-point favorites. 149.5 over under. Idaho State at UC Santa Barbara is at 4 p.m. as well. USC Santa Barbara is 13.5-point favorites. Over-under is 129.5. Also at 4 o'clock, you have St. Thomas at Denver. Denver is 2.5-point favorites. Over-under is at 138.5. Portland at USC Davis, 5 o'clock this evening. UC Davis is 8.5-point favorites. Over-under for this game is at 145.5. Also at 5 this evening, you have UW Green Bay versus Minnesota. Minnesota is 16.5-point favorites. Over-unders at 129.5 for that game. Also at 5 o'clock this evening, you have Western Carolina at Charlotte. Charlotte is 10.5-point favorites. Over-unders at 143.5. This is college basketball games for today. Southern Illinois at San Francisco. San Francisco is 10.5-point favorites. Over-under for this game is at 123.5. At 5:30, you have Wyoming versus Stanford. They don't have the spread up. Over-under for this game is at 138. Pacific at Carolina at 6 o'clock this evening. Pacific at California. California is 9.5-point favorites. They're minus 125 on the money line. Murray State at Auburn is also at 6 o'clock this evening, with Auburn being 12.5-point favorites and the over-under being at 146.5. Also at 6 o'clock this evening, you have Youngstown State against West Virginia. West Virginia is 16-point favorites. Over-unders at 132. 133. It just moved. Then you get Western Kentucky at Kentucky. Kentucky is 11.5-point favorites. Over-under at 143. That's also at 6 o'clock this evening. Also at 6 o'clock this evening, you have Chicago State at Drake. Drake is 24.5-point favorites. Over-unders at 132.5. Then you have Troy at Mercer, also at 6 o'clock this evening. Mercer is 6.5-point favorites. Over-under is 133.5. Then you get Northern Kentucky at Indiana tonight at 7 p.m. This is a game I'll probably watch because I'm a big IU fan. Indiana's 17.5-point favorites. Over-under is 133. Then you have Arizona at Tennessee at 7 o'clock this evening as well. Tennessee is 1-point favorites. Their over-under is at 153.5 for that game. All right, next game is East Tennessee State at Georgia. Georgia's 3.5-point favorites. They don't have the totals up yet for that game as of right now on FanDuel. Robert Mathis at St. Francis. St. Francis is 6.5-point favorites. Over-under for this game is at 148.5. Also at 7 o'clock tonight, you have North Alabama versus UCF. UCF is 18.5-point favorites. Over-under is at 134.5. Then also at 7 o'clock tonight, you have Prairie View A&M at Wichita State. Wichita State is 17.5-point favorites. Over-under is at 141.5. Florida Gulf Coast at Kansas. Florida Gulf Coast is 4.5-point favorites. Over-under 144.5. Also at 7, you get Bethune-Cookman against Marist. Marist is 11.5-point favorites. Over-unders at 126.5 for this game. Middle Tennessee at Chattanooga, also at 7 o'clock tonight. Chattanooga's 8.5-point favorites, and the over-unders at 139.5. Again, I'm just kind of doing a rundown of all the college games that are on tonight. I really don't give out a whole lot of picks on college basketball games till after the holidays when they start playing more of the conference games. We have one college football game tonight that I will talk about a little bit more here in just a few minutes. Hofstra at Monmouth. Over-under is at 149.5. Monmouth is 4.5-point favorites. Charleston at Old Dominion. Old Dominion 3.5-point favorites. 7:30 you have Kennesaw State at Nebraska. Nebraska is 13-point favorites. 7:30 p.m. you also have Miss Valley State against UAB. UAB is 38.5-point favorites. Over-unders at 151.5. All right. Before we get out of here for today, let's take a look over here at NFL real quick. Before we get to my picks of the day. Thursday night football this week, you have the San Francisco 49ers at the Tennessee Titans. The 49ers are 3.5-point favorites on the road. They're minus 186 on the money line. The Titans are plus 156 on the money line. Over-under for this game is at 44. I hope the 49ers win this game because I'm a big Colts fan, and that would helps the Colts. But I do think the 49ers are going to win this game. Both these teams are so damn streaky. It's hard to kind of predict what's going to happen because they're both so streaky. But 49ers have been playing a little bit better than Tennessee has the last few weeks, so I lean toward the 49ers in this game. And I think it's going to be I'd say the under the 44. And then Saturday we get the Browns at the Packers. Early game at 4:31. Packers are 7-point favorites at home. Over-unders at 44.5. And then Saturday night, you get the Indianapolis Colts at Arizona Cardinals. These are Christmas Day games. The Cardinals are 1.5-point favorites at home. Over-unders 49.5. I like the Colts money line on this game. And then Sunday, we have a full slate of games, which we will go over more on Thursday and Friday this week on the show. But all right, let's get to my picks of the day. Knocking stuff down. All right. In college football tonight, I like Army minus 6.5 against Missouri. I lean toward the under the 54.5 in that game, but I really like the minus 6.5. Army's running game is going to be too much for Missouri, and that's going to slow the game down. That's why I say the under. But Army's going to be able to score some points and going to be able to rush the ball on this pretty weak rushing defense of Missouri. All right, in the NBA tonight, I like the Cavs plus 6 at the Boston Celtics. I like the Bulls minus 10 against the Toronto Raptors. I like the OKC Thunder plus 6.5 against the Denver Nuggets. I like the Magic and Hawks over to 11.5. See, it's 1, 3, 4, and then I like IU in college basketball tonight at the minus 17.5. So to recap my picks, I like college basketball tonight. IU minus 17.5. NBA, I like the Cavs plus 6 against the Celtics. I like the Orlando Magic and the Atlanta Hawks over to 11.5. I like the Chicago Bulls minus 10 over the Raptors. I like the OKC Thunder plus 6.5 against the Denver Nuggets. And then in college football tonight, I like Army minus 6.5 against Missouri. So that's my picks of the day. That's 6 of them I'm giving out today. Don't forget. Where are we at here? So all right, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. We're giving out winners. My picks for today, college basketball, IU minus 17.5. NBA, I like the Cavs plus 6 against the Celtics. The Magic and Hawks over to 11.5. I like the Chicago Bulls minus 10 against the Toronto Raptors. I like the OKC Thunder plus 6.5 against the Denver Nuggets. And in college football tonight, I like Army minus 6.5 versus Missouri. I don't think Missouri's rushing defense is going to be able to hold up against the strong rushing attack of the Army football team. So we're giving out winners. Make sure you join us Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Also, we're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo Sports Room. Make sure you join us for that as well. It's always an entertaining conversation. Usually a couple of the other guys are here with me. Here with me for that. Don't forget, we got a big show announcement this Friday, 1 p.m. on Christmas Eve during the GSR show. We have some big show announcements, so make sure you tune in Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern for GSR for that. You can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, and GSR Gonzo Sports Room in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about our shows. Our daily picks from Easy Money, a sports betting show, get posted there. Interview announcements, any show announcements, everything gets posted on our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Gonzo Sports Room. Also, check out our YouTube page. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you get notifications of when we're live, and so you never miss when we go live. We have a lot of content on our YouTube page. We got sports stuff. We have sports stuff. We have pro wrestling, UFC. There's all kinds of different things on there. Hell, there's even a show on there, a clip on there of when some gunshots interrupted one of our live streams. So go check out our YouTube page. If you're listening on Facebook and Twitch, we appreciate that as well. Please hit those follow and like buttons. Please rate, review our podcast. We greatly appreciate that as well. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. You can see some of the t-shirts behind us here. We got hats, hoodies, long sleeve tees, beanies, a bunch of different things on there. Go check the merch store out. Also, there's a donation page at that same link if you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow. We'd greatly appreciate that as well. All right. Hope everybody is having a great week. Most people are probably off work now, getting ready for the Christmas holiday. If you're traveling to go see family, stay safe. This virus out here is running wild right now, so try to stay as safe as you can. Have a great holiday. We hope to see you guys here in about an hour and 15 minutes for GSR Gonzo Sports Room live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And then we'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. for Easy Money, a sports betting show. And like I said, Friday we have some big announcements coming. if you're traveling, be safe. Hope everybody's having a great holiday. If I don't hear, you guys don't hear from me before then, Merry Christmas. We'll see you guys here in about an hour for GSR or in the morning for Easy Money, a sports betting show. Have a great day. Peace.